uprightness of people who were charged with executing policies. Let's go this way, for instance. You are going to integrate. You'll get the curriculum of the Western education and find a way of integrating it into the Islamic education. However, how do you intend to go about the matter of resistance? There are scholars who believe that by the time you do this, you will begin to divert attention away from what they have set out to do. As far as they are concerned, they are only after what they call religious instruction. But when you begin to introduce Western education, there are some who believe that it shouldn't be. And I'm saying this because, yes, you can have state establishments that will determine whether a teacher is qualified or competent. Do you have a body that will determine if a Malam, for instance, who has decided to turn his back on Western education, do you have anybody that can say, before you can begin to teach Islamic education or train anybody in the Quran, you must have attained XY level of competence and certification?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, what we are trying to do, just like I said earlier, is when you are talking to a human being, you should have the ability to understand his psychology. And that is the value of getting the right person to do the right job. If you want to talk to the scholars, and they discover that you are also a memorizer of the Holy Quran, and they discover that you have also been exposed to this type of education, and they discover that while you are talking to them, you are talking to them from the language of the Quran, they have actually no option but to surrender. Maybe 1% may continue to resist. This is one side of it. The other side is, if you want to change people, you should not actually feel that this is something you can do overnight. I told you that we are going to start now mopping out memorizers of the Holy Quran and expose them to the dualization of the curriculum. And after 1 year, examine them and send them to the university. Those people, after 4 years, they will become 20,000, they will become 50,000, they will become 1 million. They will take over all these schools. And students will begin to feel that actually this is an orthodox way of teaching Quran, which has not yielded any result. And let me tell you something. This Quran is something that actually, contrary to the belief of most of these madams, who are subjecting their students to about 20 years period of memorization, that is something you can memorize within 2 years. And this is something which we have made practical, and it has happened. And should they accept to give us, to apply the method we will give them, believe you me, you don't need more than 2 years to memorize Quran. So you don't need all this time. However, for anybody, either from the north or from the south, who is willing to resist, that I will not take my child to the school, then we have to ask ourselves whether this child is his own exclusive right, or the government has also have right over this child. Whether the government will allow people to continuously be recruited by the bandits. We are today able to sleep with our 2 eyes closed. Bombs have arrived to Abuja, and everybody is scared. Because